As Person tells joining them by the fire, Hyona hesitates while considering the offer amidst the cold. Hyona decides to decline the offer, preferring to return home for warmth instead. The atmosphere remains tense as they make their way through the crowd. As Hyona begins to walk away, a hand suddenly grabs them from behind, halting their steps. The person in the blue coat walks alongside Hyona, offering them food and urging them to stay with him for a few days. The man tries to charm Hyona, hinting that he has always been fond of them. However, Hyona is uncomfortable, their expressions stiffening as they nervously sweat, clearly not welcoming the man's advances. Suddenly, Hyona lashes out angrily, throwing back the man, clearly rejecting his advances. The surrounding crowd watches in silence as the confrontation escalates. The man, now angry and accusatory, grabs Hyona, mocking them for trying to act innocent. The situation grows more intense as Hyona cries out in pain, demanding to be released while struggling to free themselves from the man's grip. Hyona realizes something shocking as they overhear a conversation about stolen supplies. In a sudden burst of action, Hyona fiercely strikes the man, their expression filled with rage and determination. The intensity of the attack sends the man reeling. His eyes are wide in disbelief. The man is left stunned, his face showing the impact of the strike as he falls to the ground. In a swift motion, Hyona slaps the man, cutting off his attack. As a result, the man is sent flying backward, falling dramatically into an abyss below, while bystanders witness the intense showdown from above. Nearby onlookers are confused and startled by the commotion, questioning what just flew past them. As the dust settles, they notice the man lying on the ground, defeated and motionless, prompting some to call for help while others watch in shock. A medic girl rushes over to check Hyona, kindly asking if they're injured or feeling unwell. She hands over her business card with a smile, offering her help if any discomfort arises, while Hyona looks relieved and grateful for her concern. Hyona politely declines the medic's help, turning away with a shy expression as the medic is left surprised by the sudden rejection. Shortly after, the medic is taken aback when someone calls her an insult, leaving her stunned and embarrassed. The man, enraged, pins the medic to the ground and screams at the onlookers to mind their own business. He raises his fist, threatening to hit her as his fury reaches a dangerous peak while the crowd watches in horror. Just as the man prepares to strike, he is suddenly hit by a powerful force, knocking him off balance. Brother Lai, blonde and fierce, takes him down with a brutal punch, pinning him to the ground with overwhelming strength. With a cigarette in his mouth, Brother Lai delivers a cold remark, standing over the fallen man in blue. He disdainfully calls out the cowardice of men who strike women while the crowd watches in silence, absorbing the gravity of his words. Wang arrives, commanding everyone's attention as the crowd parts to let him through. The man accuses Hyona of stealing, desperately pointing fingers while she tries to defend herself, insisting she did nothing wrong. Brother Lai steps in, furiously berating the man in blue for daring to assault a woman. He swiftly grabs the man, his anger evident, ready to deliver another blow to put an end to the confrontation. Wang firmly scolds the man, reminding him of the committee's responsibility to protect the vulnerable and ensure that everyone is treated fairly. The man quickly apologizes, and Wang, with an air of authority, warns him that there will be serious consequences if this behavior happens again. Wang politely addresses both the medic and Brother Lai, apologizing for the disturbance and suggesting they reconsider the matter he previously discussed with them. However, Brother Lai shows no interest, walking away dismissively and making it clear that he has no desire to involve himself in their affairs regardless of the consequences. The medic politely declines Wang's offer, explaining that she cannot accept the proposal but remains willing to help if there are patients who need assistance. Wang expresses his gratitude with a gentle acknowledgement as the conversation comes to a close. Hyona approaches Wang nervously, asking if they can join his group. With a subtle smile, Hyona admits they've admired him for a while, but never had the opportunity to say so, hoping that now they can finally spend more time together. Wang calmly questions Hyona, asking if they've misunderstood something, pointing out the practical skills of his current companions. He then apologizes, explaining that they currently lack the value needed for him to consider bringing them into his group, leaving Hyona stunned and hurt by the rejection. Hyona, still reeling from the rejection, hesitates, but then makes a bold move, revealing that they know the location of valuable supplies. This revelation catches Wang's attention, causing him to pause and consider the sudden offer. The scene shifts to a storage room filled with boxes and supplies, with someone discussing specific details about the items they've been hoarding. Suddenly, a vortex opens up, pulling everything into a swirling blue void as the situation spirals out of control. In the storage room, the girl excitedly pulls a mysterious blue energy out of thin air while Han Feng watches with enthusiasm. However, they quickly realize something is wrong as they reveal an odd mannequin, completely unrelated to what they were searching for, leaving them both baffled by the absurd discovery. Han Feng summarizes the abilities of the girl, explaining that she can open a vortex in her chest that absorbs everything in sight, though retrieving items is a different story. As the scene shows her surrounded by clutter, it's clear that while she can store things easily, her ability to find specific items is highly unreliable. Han Feng questions the complexities of the vortex, wondering why it is so difficult to find anything within it and if it distorts space. In response, the girl offers to help by sticking her head inside to search for the missing items, receiving permission to proceed. Han Feng cautiously approaches the swirling vortex, observing how naturally the girl's hand moves inside. Despite his hesitation, he steels himself and prepares to enter the mysterious space. Han Feng cautiously begins to enter the vortex, his body slowly getting pulled in as the girl holds the portal open. His eyes narrow in determination, though a bead of sweat betrays his underlying anxiety about the uncertain space he's stepping into. As Han Feng fully enters the vortex, they are greeted by a swirling blue energy surrounding them, their expression turning to surprise as they realize the strange environment within. Floating amidst the chaos, they search for a way to navigate through the mysterious space. Han Feng inside the vortex is overwhelmed by the sheer size and chaos of the space filled with countless objects floating aimlessly. Realizing how difficult it will be to find anything specific, they can't help but compare the situation to searching for a needle in a haystack, all while acknowledging the immense power behind such an ability. Han Feng, now deep inside the vortex, begins to panic as they cry out in shock and confusion, overwhelmed by the vastness of the space and the intensity of the experience. Their fear is palpable as they shout, desperate for some sense of control in the disorienting environment. Han Feng now struggles to escape the pull of the vortex, their body being forcefully drawn back as they gasp in panic. Desperately, they try to resist, shouting as they feel the overwhelming force continue to drag them further into the unknown. After escaping the vortex, Han Feng collapses, coughing and gasping for air, clearly shaken by the experience. In frustration, they demand to know why they weren't warned about the lack of oxygen inside the portal, all while the girl seems calm and unfazed. The girl, deep in thought, suddenly perks up as she seems to have found what she was looking for. With a confident motion, she reaches into the vortex and pulls out the long-lost item, surprising even herself. Han Feng excitedly confirms that the item they were searching for has finally been found, expressing their amazement at the discovery. However, as they continue searching, they stumble upon something unexpected, leaving them surprised once again. Han Feng's expression shifts to shock and disbelief as they suddenly realize the true nature of what they have found, leading to an intense moment of revelation. This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part, then don't forget to subscribe and like the video.